Nobody is really talking about this the way they should be. A woman tried to jump Rihanna. Her kids were home. The shooter came fully prepared. Wig, extra ammo, paper plates on the car. And 1 week after getting the highest bail in LA history, a judge quietly cut it by 5 times. No explanation.
Okay,
Nothing.
so first, if you clicked on this thinking it was just another wild internet story, that makes sense. That's how the headlines made it look. But as more details came out, people started asking questions. One thing that stood out was the bail. Early reports said it was unusually high, which confused a lot of people. Later, it was reduced significantly, something that raised more questions, even though court decisions can depend on legal factors that aren't always public. According to reports, an individual named Ivana Lizette Ortiz was accused in connection with a shooting in Beverly Hills on March 8, 2026. Authorities say multiple shots were fired at a residential property. Reports also stated that Rihanna and A$AP Rocky were present at the time, along with family and staff. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. Beyond this, many claims online, especially linking this to bigger conspiracies, are still unverified.
Here, new tonight, a woman is in custody after firing multiple shots at the California home of pop star Rihanna while she was inside. Lori Perez reports from the Beverly Crest neighborhood of Los Angeles.
We are down the street from Rihanna's house here in Beverly Crest, just north of Beverly Hills. You can see an officer stationed here, yellow tape closing the street off to through traffic. LAPD tells us they arrested a person earlier today for firing multiple shots at the house. This happened just after 1 today Pacific time. We can see multiple bullet holes in the fence outside the home. The LA Times is reporting the pop star was inside at the time. It is unclear if her partner, the rapper A$AP Rocky, or their 3 children were also there.
After the shooting, Ortiz reportedly drove away calmly. About 30 minutes later, she was stopped at a location roughly 7 miles away. According to authorities, a search of the vehicle recovered a firearm, spent shell casings, a wig, and additional equipment. Officials later described the incident as intentional and premeditated, based on the evidence collected.
Police tracked the car to a Sherman Oaks shopping center where they found the rifle and 7 shell casings, and now Ortiz is being held on a massive $10.2 million bail. At this time, reports indicate Rihanna is safe, and it's unclear if A$AP Rocky or their 3 children were home.
Now here's the other context you need before going further. In early 2026, documents connected to Jeffrey Epstein were discussed widely after large volumes of material were made public, including files, images, and reports. As with any large document release, many names appeared, some from verified records, others from tips or unconfirmed references. At one point, reports mentioned that an anonymous tip included the name of Jay-Z. It's important to be clear. Being mentioned in a tip or document is not the same as being charged or proven involved in any wrongdoing, and no such charges have been established. Because of that, any connection being made online between these files and other public figures, like Rihanna, remains speculation, not confirmed fact. Now, coming back to Ivana Ortiz. At first, many people assumed this was simply a case of a fan acting irrationally. Her social media activity, where she spoke repeatedly about Rihanna, added to that perception. But according to reports, the incident itself involved planning, travel across states, attempts to conceal identity, and possession of equipment. Authorities have described the act as intentional, and the legal process is ongoing. As for the bail decision, while the initial amount and later reduction raised questions online, those decisions are ultimately handled within the legal system, often based on factors that are not fully public. So the key point here is this: there are confirmed facts, and then there are online theories. Mixing the two can lead to conclusions that aren't supported by evidence.
Clues now in the assault rifle attack on Rihanna's mansion as we're learning more about the woman police say opened fire on the Grammy winner's home. Eyewitness News reporter Liz Nagy live outside the Beverly Glen home with new revelations tonight. Liz.
Mark, tonight investigators are looking into new videos posted online long before they say Ivana Ortiz showed up here outside Rihanna's home.
Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future. You want to kill me. Shut up.
Investigators are now looking at this rambling talk-to-camera video posted on January 4th and many others like it on Ortiz's social media profiles.
Now, this next detail is something that didn't get much attention. A few months before the incident, Ivana Ortiz reportedly filed a lawsuit against Live Nation. The case was related to a concert event in Orlando, where she claimed it would negatively affect her. The court later dismissed the case, and the event went ahead as planned. What makes this detail stand out to some people is that Live Nation is a major company in the music industry and works with many high-profile artists, including Rihanna through partnerships connected to Roc Nation, founded by Jay-Z. At the same time, it's important to stay grounded in facts. While some commentators and entertainers, like Cat Williams, have shared personal opinions about patterns in the entertainment industry, these are opinions, not confirmed evidence. As of now, there is no verified proof linking this incident to any larger industry conspiracy. The situation remains a legal case involving an individual, and conclusions should be based on confirmed information rather than speculation.
Listen, Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future.
10 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm.
She only did her little music thing so that she could do witchcraft.
Now, let's go back to 2005. Rihanna was just 16 years old when she traveled to New York to audition for Def Jam Recordings, where Jay-Z was serving as president at the time. According to interviews she shared publicly, she performed for the label, and the reaction was strong. During a later appearance on the Tyra Banks show, Rihanna described how the moment felt intense and high pressure. She recalled a comment, often paraphrased online, about not leaving without a deal, which she presented in a light, storytelling way during the interview. Jay-Z also spoke about the situation in past interviews, explaining that they were eager to sign her and moved quickly to finalize the agreement. Reports from that time indicate the deal process continued late into the night before being completed. While the story is often retold with dramatic emphasis today, it's important to rely on the original interviews and context, rather than assumptions or interpretations added later.
Diva Rihanna. And when she walked into our office, I was like, she just had, it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about it. Then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Then, we sat down and we talked, and they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m.
Wow.
That day, I was absolutely certain.
Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief. But then he said something about a window and a door or something. Oh, then he said, he did it one more. I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady. He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Back in 2005, the story of Rihanna signing her deal with Def Jam Recordings under Jay-Z was often told as a moment of determination and excitement, an artist being recognized and signed quickly. Today, people sometimes look back at that story with a different perspective, but it's important to rely on verified interviews and context rather than assumptions. As for current discussions, a lot of online conversation is focusing on what Rihanna may or may not know about the industry. The reality is, she has been a major figure in music for many years and has worked with many high-profile individuals. However, there is no confirmed evidence that she is involved in or connected to any criminal investigations. Similarly, claims linking Jeffrey Epstein files to specific celebrities, including Jay-Z, are often based on mentions, speculation, or unverified tips, not proven wrongdoing. Following the recent incident at her home, reports indicate that Rihanna and her family prioritize safety. Beyond that, many of the theories circulating online about motives, connections, or larger networks remain unconfirmed. Public figures like 50 Cent, Cat Williams, and others are often brought into these conversations, but their statements or silence should not be treated as evidence of larger claims. At this point, there are multiple theories being discussed, from personal disputes to broader industry speculation, but none of these have been verified. The key is to separate confirmed facts from online narratives, especially when real people and serious allegations are involved.
Shooting
at Rihanna's LA home was premeditated, prosecutors say. What we know about the suspect and case, a Florida woman is facing 1 count of attempted murder and other charges in connection to the shooting at the Diamonds singer's home.
Now I want to know from you, do you think Ivana Ortiz acted completely alone? Or do you think this goes deeper? I want to read what you actually think, not just the safe answer. If this video made you think, share it, because this is a story that deserves way more coverage than it's getting. And I'll see you in the next one.